Assalamu alaikum. In this part we will continue for the second lesson from term 1, which we will discuss momentum. So in momentum we need to record the formula, which is P equal mass times velocity. This means that the momentum unit will be kilogram meter per second. Okay, in this part no need to convert always the units unless you need to check the units should be always in let's say in accordance to each other, which example mass kilogram, velocity meter per second. If it's given in the final answers, for example gram per meter per second, you need to change it into grams. Given in the units kilograms meter per second, you need to keep it in kilograms. Okay, so you need to check the final answers as well. So here in the question, the mass and velocities are given. He gave us the mass and he gave us the velocity. Which one has the greatest momentum? So we need to calculate the momentum for each one, for object 1, object 2, and object 3. Mass times velocity, 25 times 10. For the first object, it's 250. For the second one, 5 times 75, which is 375. And the last one, which is 50 times 5, which is 250 again. Don't forget the units, meter per second. So which one has the greatest momentum? Which is the second object. Let's go to question number 8. For question number 8, again check the formula, P equal mass times velocity. Double check the units. I convert it to match the final answer as we just explained. What is the momentum? He gave me the mass and he gave me the velocity. So P equal mass times velocity, 0.0012 multiplied by 800. So the answer should be about 0.96 kilogram meter per second, which is B. For question number 9, in question number 9 we will talk about impulse. For impulse, what is impulse? Which is J, or you can, yes, it's J or I. Impulse formula is difference in momentum, so which means P final minus P initial, and we're talking about mass since it's constant, the mass does not change, times V final minus mass times V initial. We can simplify the formula to have mass the V final minus V initial in this way. So you can say impulse or I equal mass V final minus V initial, and it has the same unit. Here you need to double check about the sign, because sign matters. It's very important to check the sign. If object bounces back, the velocity will be negative. Again, we have another formula they might ask you to solve using it, which is the force equal the difference or momentum over the time, and the difference in momentum we just said it's what it is, the impulse. If he gave me the magnitude, no need for the sign. Okay, just keep this in there. So let's go and check question 9. A ball of mass 0.4 kilogram. Okay, travels horizontally and strikes a vertical wall at the speed equal 5 meters per second, and it rebounds horizontally with a speed of 3. We said that if it rebounds, the velocity will be equal to what? It will be negative. Okay, so V initial equal 5, V final equal negative 3, because what? It rebounded, and he gave us the time equal 0.2. What is the magnitude of the impulse? So since we are talking about the magnitude of the impulse, which is delta P, J equal delta P, which is mass V final minus V initial. Mass we have at 0.4, V final which is negative 3 minus 5, and it's 0.4 times negative 8. The answer will be 3.2 kilogram meter per second. The answer should be negative. This means that it's going to the other side, to the left, for example. But since he told us the magnitude, no need to put the sign. What is the average magnitude of the force. So since he needs the force as we said, it's the impulse over time. The impulse is difference P over time. We just calculated, which is 3.2 over the time, which is 0.2. The answer will be 16 Newton. Okay, force is always equal to Newton. Tamam. Let's go to question 10. Question 10. It's the same, I guess. Yes, it's the same question. Exactly the same question. So he needs what? He needs the average magnitude of the force. The force will be 16 Newton because it's exactly the same. So step 1, it's the same information, same time. Step 1, you need to find the impulse J. Step 2, find F. Okay. Now let's check question 11 and 12. Question 11 and 12, you need another approach, which is conservation of momentum in these objects. Conservation of momentum, which means that mass 1 يعني P initial for the object الأول، P initial للobject الثاني equal P final للobject الأول plus P final للobject الثاني. يعني mass 1 ضرب V1 initial plus mass 2 ضرب V2 initial should always equal mass 1 ضرب V1 final plus mass 2 ضرب V2 final. Okay. Now you need to put into consideration if objects stick together after collision. If objects stick together after collision, the final ones, which is P final for 1 and P final for 2, it should be equal to what? Since they're stuck to each other, they will be considered as one object. Okay, and they have one speed, which is V final. Okay, so let's check for question 11. Question 11 says that a ball of mass 0.5, so mass 1 0.75 kilogram, moving at V initial 1 5 meter per second to the right, collides with ball 2. We have mass 2, which is 1.8 kilogram initially at rest. So when he tells me initially at rest, so V2 initial equals 0. Ball B moves off with a velocity, he gave us V2 final, which is 1 meter per second, right? He needs to find V2 final, V1 final. Okay, here in these questions you need to know that the mass never changed. So mass 1 initial, mass 1 ضرب V1 initial plus mass 2 ضرب V2 initial should always equal to mass 1 ضرب V1 final plus mass 2 V2 final. Let me change the color. Okay, so mass 1, which is 0.75 multiplied by V1 5 plus mass 2 1.8 multiplied by V2, which is 0, equal mass 1 ما بتتغير 0.75 ضرب V1 final, which is we need to find, let's consider it as X, plus mass 2, it doesn't change, 1.8 ضرب V2 final, which is 1. You can do shift solve, or you can يعني تجمع الحدود mathematically. X اللي هي V1 final equal to 2.6 meter per second. For question 12, 0.35, he gave us the mass. Okay, don't forget to keep the units in kilograms. He gave me the speed, V1 initial 5 kilogram, stationary piece of lumber, and embeds itself in the wood. The piece of the lumber and the bullet fly together, so he gave me they are stick together, which is V final equal 8.6. What is the speed of the bullet before it struck with the lumber? Okay. He gave me the mass here. This is mass 1 and this is mass 2, 5 kilogram. So again, he needs V initial for the bullet. What is it? So mass 1 ضرب V1 initial plus mass 2 ضرب V2 initial equal mass 1 plus mass 2 ضرب في. Fine. He told me the second speed is at rest stationary, so this is V0, so 0.35 multiplied by x, which is I need to find, plus mass ضرب 0 since it's at rest, 0.35 plus 5 kilogram multiplied by V final, which is 8.6. So here 0.35 multiplied by x, which we need to find, equal 5.035 multiplied by 8.6. Do it in the calculator to get the speed, which is equal to 1237.2 meter per second. And that's it for this part.